Hey there, this is the week 3 discussion, and the questions for this week was how do you collect data from your students and how do you use that data? I have always worked in an early childhood classroom, so my way of collecting data may be different from other teachers. So some of the ways that I collect data on my students is through observation. I observe them during center time, playing in different centers to see if they're understanding like the concepts that those centers have, like maybe like in dramatic play. So to say, I might hear them recalling something we've talked about in the class, so that gives me an indication that they understand what we're talking about. Another way that I do it is by interviewing them. I might pull them to the side during small group time and ask them certain questions to see if they understand different concepts. And then it also, another way is performance-based assessments, and we can say that that's from when I worked for the Head Start program for 5 years. We had to do portfolios on all of our kids, and we used those portfolios and collected data samples that gave us a chance to meet with the parents twice a year for a parent-teacher conference to show them how much their child was improving or how much they were behind, so that way we could possibly catch a learning disability that they might have and be able to treat it for them before they actually started into a public school system or into the higher grades. And then another way that we might do it is by maybe behavior assessments, where we ask for somebody to come in because we see that a child is just having behavior that isn't typical for a child that age, and we might have a specialist who specializes in behaviors to come in and assess the children, and then from there we would do a paper assessment on them ourselves, and we would get together for a meeting and collaborate about ways to help that child be engaged in the classroom. The second part of a question from this week is, have you taught your students how to collect and organize data, and what method works well for you? Again, this is probably not the way most teachers do. Coming from a teacher, like a pre-K background or lower, early childhood education, the ways that I would say that I've taught my students how to collect data would be identifying, verifying, and classifying different things. Like, say, if they're using manipulatives, I would observe them during center time, and I would see how they group together certain things, and then I would ask them, hey, so-and-so, I noticed you did a really good job on sorting out those teddy bears. Do you think you can put them in groups of 2 now, and we can count by 2s and see if they understand that concept? And then another way that you would collect data with children at that age is by doing like what we would call like a large group question, and all the people would come together in a circle time, and I would have a question for them, and then we would create like a bar graph or a sorting graph or some other type of graph to where we made marks on a chart to show the students that this many people, like maybe the question was, who's ever been to the castle playground? And based on the number of people that have been to the castle playground will be based on how many marks we have in our class or on that chart. And then that would be something that the students can see, and that's a way of collecting data as well. Hope everyone has a great week. Bye!